Hey everyone, throwaway account here. I never thought I'd post my personal hell on the internet, but maybe telling this story will help me finally put it to rest. It's long, messy, and unbelievable at times, but every word is true. My wife, let's call her Emily, and I were together for 7 years, married for 4. When we first met, she was the kind of woman who could light up an entire room. Sharp wit, big laugh, the type of person everyone wanted to be around. I was hooked instantly. We had the storybook beginning. Late night drives, little adventures, planning a future together. But marriage changes people. Or maybe it just reveals who they truly are. Emily started to pull away after our 2nd year. At first it was subtle. She'd criticize small things, how I dressed, how I talked to people at parties. Then the jokes started. Whenever friends were over, she'd find ways to humiliate me in front of them. Oh, don't ask him to grill. He can't even boil pasta without burning it. Everyone would laugh. I'd smile along. But inside, I was shrinking. I told myself she was stressed, that she didn't mean it. But those jokes turned into venom. She started comparing me to other men, richer, fitter, more ambitious. It chipped away at me, day after day. And then came Tom. Tom was our neighbor, married to a sweet woman named Sarah, the kind of woman who brought pies over for Thanksgiving and cookies every Christmas. Tom was different. The kind of guy who always stood a little too close, always had a smug grin. He was the funny neighbor everyone tolerated, but no one really respected. Emily laughed at his jokes more than she ever laughed at mine. She'd linger on the porch when he came by, flipping her hair, smiling that smile she hadn't given me in months. I tried not to think much of it. I didn't want to be that insecure husband, but things escalated. Emily started working out late at night. She'd come home sweaty, claiming she was at the gym, but she never looked tired. She bought lingerie I never saw her wear. Her phone was suddenly glued to her hand, always face down on the table. The first real crack came one evening around midnight. I heard muffled laughter outside. Curious, I peeked through the blinds. There she was, Emily, standing in her robe, cigarette in hand, laughing with Tom. She hated cigarettes. She'd always lectured me about how gross they were. Yet here she was, taking a drag like it was the most natural thing in the world. I confronted her the next morning. She brushed it off. Relax, it was just a smoke. You're paranoid. But her eyes darted, and I knew. I knew something was happening. That's when I became different. I wasn't just her husband anymore. I became her shadow. I bought a discreet camera and set it up in the garage where she parked. I synced her iCloud without her knowing. I went through her phone whenever she left it unattended, and soon enough I had my answer. Texts, pictures, videos, them meeting in hotels, them making out in our garage, them in our bed. My stomach dropped. The love of my life, the woman I thought I'd grow old with, was screwing our neighbor under my own roof. And the worst part, reading their texts, I realized they weren't just having fun. They were mocking me. Can't believe he hasn't caught on yet. He's so clueless, LOL. Soon, we'll figure out how to get him out of the picture. It was like a knife in my chest. But I wasn't going to let them win. I reached out to Sarah, Tom's wife. I'll never forget that phone call. At first, she didn't believe me. Then I sent her one video clip. Emily sneaking into Tom's car at night. Dead silence on the line. Then a shaky voice. Oh my God, it's true. We met in secret several times. 2 betrayed spouses plotting revenge. Sarah cried a lot, but she also had fire in her eyes. She wanted them to burn, and so did I. We gathered evidence. Screenshots, bank statements, photos. Sarah discovered Tom had been draining their joint account to buy Emily gifts. Thousands of dollars gone. I dug up every dirty text, every incriminating video. By the end, we had enough to sink them both forever. And then came the opportunity. Tom's birthday. Emily insisted we go. It would be rude not to, she said with a smirk. Perfect. The night of the party was surreal. Everyone was there. Neighbors, friends, Tom's parents, co-workers. People laughed, music played, drinks flowed. And then Sarah stood up with her glass in hand. "Before we cut the cake," she said sweetly, "my husband has a little surprise performance to show you all." The TV flickered on. First, their texts appeared on screen. The filthy, disgusting things they wrote to each other. The crowd went dead silent. Then came the photos. Emily half-dressed, Tom in our bed. Gasps, murmurs. Someone shouted, "Oh my God!" And then, the video. Them in my garage, kissing, touching, completely lost in each other. The room erupted. Tom's mother screamed. His father cursed and stormed out. People were shouting, pointing, whispering. Emily's face went pale. Tom tried to lunge for the TV, but Sarah shoved him back. "Sit down," she hissed. And just when the chaos reached its peak, Sarah pulled out the bank statements. Oh, and by the way, this man drained our savings to buy his mistress gifts. Thousands of dollars gone. Gasps turned into outrage. Tom's own sister slapped him across the face. His friends pulled out their phones, texting, whispering, leaving the party one by one. Emily turned to me, eyes wide, whispering, "We can fix this, please." I just raised my glass and said, "Cheers." The fallout was biblical. Sarah filed for divorce immediately. Tom was kicked out that night, forced to crash at a friend's house. His parents disowned him. His boss, a close friend of Sarah's family, fired him within days. He lost everything. His family, his job, his reputation. Emily? I filed for divorce too. Thanks to the mountain of evidence, I got the house, and she walked away with nothing. Her parents sided with me, saying they were disappointed but not surprised. She tried moving in with Tom, but by then he was broke, bitter, and barely holding it together. Within 2 months, their little romance imploded. I rebuilt, slowly. Therapy, new routines, cutting off toxic people. Sarah and I grew close, not romantically, but like two war survivors who understood each other. We check in on each other, we help each other heal. As for Emily, every now and then she texts me, begging for another chance, saying she made a mistake. I don't even reply, because she didn't just cheat. She laughed at me while doing it, and I made sure the laugh was the last thing she ever had. That's how I destroyed my cheating wife and my lying neighbor, in front of everyone.